Welcome to this edition of Turkey Bowl News. I'm your anchor, Ryan Olive. As Week 11 of the regular season comes to an end, records from previous years are beginning to be broken, new players are becoming Player of the Week, and the race for this season's MVP is on. This is Turkey Bowl Week 11 in review. This week was an intense week for many, as several great matchups took place on the Turkey Bowl field Saturday. The 5th seed red team walked away with an easy win as the captain Mike Smith of the orange team, seed number 8, forfeited the matchup. Down on Turkey Bowl field, Jessica Olive is standing by with Joe LaFramboise from the red team for a brief interview. Jessica?
I'm here with Joe from the red team. Joe, how do you feel about your loss coming off of last week's game?
Well, no loss is a good loss. We did have some good things out of it. Didn't like the outcome of the score, but we did learn some things from it.
A lot of people consider you the last man standing from last week's game. How do you feel about being the only defensive player left on the field for the last play?
You smell football when it's time to come play football, like in middle of August. If you play it, you love it. If you don't play it, you don't care nothing about it. So the guys were just tired, and it's just the way it was.
So do you have any favorite teams coming off of Week 10 into Week 11 that you feel are going to be in the championship?
I'm always red team first. If that doesn't happen, I think black strong, but I got a strong allegiance to the yellow team too, since I played with all them guys. So one of them two I think would be tough to beat. I haven't played against black, so I can't really comment on black, but I think both of them teams are good.
Do you feel like the red team has what it takes to win the championship this year?
We're working on it. We've been working some things today, so we'll be ready by the time we end here. We can't be nothing but ready, because if we're not, we'll lose.
And who do you pick for the MVP this year if it came down to your vote?
My vote, if there's quite a few, so I haven't played against the black team, so no offense to them. I just don't know them. I've seen some of them play. The tall black guy, don't know his name, but he's a heck of a receiver. So, but you got to have a quarterback. So I think it's going to come down to quarterbacks, and my pick is always with mine. If I can't have mine, it's yellow Atlas. So that's all I can say about that.
All right, Joe. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Ryan.
Jessica? And there you hear it. All the buzz has begun about MVP voting. The player Joe was referring to is number 24, Rayvon Terrell of the black team. Keep your eyes out next week to see if quarterback Josh Smith and receiver Rayvon Terrell can connect with enough receptions to take the team to victory against the orange team. In our next matchup, the pink team faced off with the gray team. Before their game, Jessica called Devin Wicker, captain of the pink team, for a pregame interview. To discuss their loss to yellow and his thoughts on the upcoming game against gray, we go down to the field for an interview with Wicker. Jessica?
I'm here with Devin Wicker, captain of the pink team. Devin, how do you feel about your loss last week to the yellow team?
I just feel like we could have did a little better, man. We got to get our teamwork back together, and we had some pretty good plays there at the end of the game, but in the first half we just kind of got blowed out. We kind of let the game get away from us.
Do you feel like there are any errors in particular that cost you the game?
Yeah, defensive errors, offensive errors. We couldn't move the ball real good against yellow. The defense, they just basically scored at will. We got to work on defense today.
So experts from Turkey Bowl League have you, the pink team, predicted to be number 4, and you're ranked number 6. What are your thoughts on that?
Right now, we just let a couple games get away from us. When we played the gray team, we let that game get away from us. When we played red team, we lost on a Hail Mary pass. I mean, we just let a couple games slip out of our hands, and we just got to learn how to finish a game.
And the league is amazed at how you seem to make it down the field untouched. Is there something particular that you do to make this happen?
I just kind of run real fast and use a mean stiff arm. I mean, that's basically it. Stiff arm works in this game.
Speaking of mean stiff arms, you seem to have used some pretty mean stiff arms on Roderick Worth last week. during the game against Yellow. Do you plan to use those today against Gray?
I do. I plan on using them again today. I did have some pretty mean ones against him, but he's a pretty good player, so I had to give him my best one. But yeah, I plan on using them today against Gray.
And the last question for you, do you have a pick for the MVP player of the year this year?
My pick for MVP would probably be the quarterback of the black team, Josh Smith. That's my pick for MVP this year, as of right now.
All right, thank you for your time. Back to you, Ryan.
He does have a pretty powerful stiff arm. Gray team, number 7 in the league, marches off the field with a 53-21 victory over Pink team, now ranked number 6. The Gray team gave their best fight with only 8 players, one of which walked away with a total of 194 defensive yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick 6 for 102 yards, and 92-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown. That player is none other than Tap Johnson, number 2 of the Gray team. Congratulations to Tap for his part in today's game. Back at the field, Jessica is standing by with Captain Dwayne Ellis and teammate Calvin Shaw of the Gray team. Shaw currently holds the Turkey Bowl record for the most interceptions in a single game. Now for the post-game interview with the victors. I'll turn it over to Jessica Olive.
I'm here with Dwayne and Noodle from the Gray team. Congratulations on your win today against Pink. How do you feel you won this game with only 8 people?
I mean, we caught our passes on offense. You know, everybody had the heart of a lion out there. We were playing hard and we capitalized on defense. Made every turnover or mistake by the offense and capitalized on it.
And everybody came to play and no complaining.
And Noodle, you in particular currently hold the record for the most interceptions in one game. Do you feel like you can beat that record before the end of the season?
I try my heart out too. I mean, I try to improve every game, do a little bit more, but I mean, as long as we win, I don't care if I don't even get close to the record. I just want to win.
And this is for both of you. How do you feel your defense ranks against the rest of the defenses in the league?
I think we're pretty up there with the top. I say Blue's pretty tough right now, so I think we're about second behind Blue. Maybe because that's why on defense, because we're on defense a lot, but our defense pretty good. We hold up pretty well.
Anything new? I concur with that statement. I think we're good. We can always get better, but our defense is pretty good.
Especially if we play like we played today.
Do you guys see yourself winning the championship?
We'll see. If everybody brings that A game by tournament time, then we'll see. We're as good as any team out here when everybody shows up, and I mean shows up to play.
Well, congratulations on your win.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
As the defending champions, Gray has certainly proven that they have what it takes to make it to the latter part of the postseason. If you were unable to attend the game against Green and Yellow, you missed a beautiful matchup and one heck of a battle. The number 1 seed Yellow team and the 4th seed Green team went head-to-head, both determined to win. The entire first half was an upset as the Green team led the scoreboard. During the second half of the game, Yellow crept back into the lead and were able to pull off the victory with the final score of 50-40. Right now, Jessica is standing by with the captain of the Green team, Deshaun Pipkin. Jessica, how does Deshaun feel about today's game?
I'm here with Deshaun Pipkin, the captain of the Green team, after his disappointing loss to the Yellow team. Sean, can you explain to me what happened after the first half? You guys were beating them for an entire half, and something seemed to fall apart in the second half of the game.
Well, we lost hope. We got too comfortable, and we got too relaxed. We let off the gas pedal. And I told our fellas during halftime, look, teamwork is everything when it comes to any sport. If you guys sit together, that bond, can't nobody stop us. Nobody in any sport. We just let off the gas. We just got too relaxed.
Do you feel like there are any major errors that happened in the second half that caused you guys to lose the game today?
We had a lot of I'll say team a lot of bad calls. Nobody individual, we don't see nobody.
So bad decisions from the team.
As a team, yeah, as a whole, we made bad decisions all around, not just one person.
How do you feel about your current quarterback at his position? How do you feel like he's doing? Yeah, he is.
Hey, for real. Like I tell him, I want him to learn how to be a leader. In the last year when he was on the Blue team, he got the ball. He used to the spotlight. But like I tell him every game, LeBron couldn't win championships without the rest of his team. As long as I want him to step up and be the leader of the team. I know I'm the captain, But as a quarterback, you're the leader.
How do you feel about his attitude change? It seems as though he's gotten less cussing penalties in the past couple of weeks. Do you feel like he's really made a change in his personality and himself on the field?
Oh yeah, a lot. I think it really has. I think he's seen how his penalties are starting to affect the team. You know, when your team loses hope in you, that's a game you don't want to play.
Do you think the green team can turn it around and become a contender for the championship game?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, don't y'all lose hope with the green team. I'm telling you.
All right, back to you, Ryan.
Appreciate it, Jessica. For all of you at home, the quarterback they were referring to is Green Team's number 10, Reggie Patterson. We now go back to the field where Jessica has caught up with Yellow Team's captain, Chris Redding, and Patrick McDonald, ready to discuss the day's events. Let's find out how the Yellow Team managed to come back and take over the game for a win today against Green. Jessica?
I'm here with captain of the Yellow Team, Chris Redding, and Patrick McDonald. Can you guys explain to me what happened during the first half of your game today against Green?
Green team had a good game plan against us. They came out doing the right things. They had us on our toes, but it's Yellow Team, baby.
Do you have anything you want to add, Patrick?
They just came ready to play. Better team come out on top.
So after halftime, can you tell me what changes you guys made to come out with the win?
We're a second half team.
That's just Yellow Team.
Yeah, that's Yellow Team. First half, we just weather the storm. The second half, our defense takes over and our offense does what it does. So, second half team is what we are. Yep.
Your running back Lewis was injured last week. Can you tell me a little bit about his injury?
From what I know, I think it's just a sprained knee. He didn't tear anything or rip anything or anything like that. So I don't know as far as the timetable of him coming back, but I know he will be back by championship time.
How did it affect your team today that he wasn't here?
Not much.
Change the game plan.
Well, we changed the game plan, but the way Yellow Team is when one man gets taken out due to injury, suspension, whatever it is, the next guy or the next three guys step up in the spot. So.
And Mike Blue was your quarterback when you guys played against Pink. Would you consider putting him at quarterback instead of running back? And which position do you think he is more effective?
Mike's definitely more effective as a running back, but if Atlas ain't here, then if Atlas isn't here, then Mike was definitely our number 2 choice. His running back is most effective, but really Mike Blue is such an athlete that he's effective anywhere on the field at any position.
And this question is for you, Patrick. Nearly every kickoff you've kicked, you've also gotten the tackle on the same play. Can you tell me why you guys made the decision to defer every kickoff for this game against Green today?
CJ Hill. That's it. We ain't kicking to CJ. That boy's nasty. He's nasty. He's got it.
Do you think that because you deferred the kickoff, it affected your stats in any way?
Not at all. It possibly would have hurt my stats if we would have kicked it to CJ. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, Yellow Team is the number 1 team in the league as of now, but who's been the most difficult team for you guys to play up until this point? And you each may have different answers, so I want to ask you individually.
For me, after today, I'd have to say Green played us the best so far after today's game. Other than that, maybe, the loss to Red was all us. We don't feel like they beat us. We feel like we beat ourselves. So, Black would probably be the next only threat that we feel. We really aren't threatened by anybody, but Black would be the next in line that would be a good team to play against.
Wait 2 weeks.
Black in 2 weeks.
You guys play Black again in 2 weeks?
Yep, that's all they've talked about.
Well, thank you for your time and congratulations on your win.
Appreciate it. Number 1.
Thanks, Jay. Patrick McDonald is by far the best kicker in the league, in my opinion. Sometimes I don't know just how he does it. In our last game of the day, the number 2 seed Black team defeated the number 3 seed Blue team with a score of 52-27. This was another hard-fought game by both teams, but at the end of the day, there can only be one victor, and that was the Black team. We were unable to catch any members from the Black team for your interview, but we would like to congratulate the Black team on their victory. Great job, guys, and good luck next week. We wanted to catch up with Joseph Olive, who broke the Turkey Bowl record for most sacks in one season earlier. This record was previously set at 16 by Daniel Kleffler, former member of the Blue Team. Joseph Olive broke the record last week and gained 3 more sacks today, setting the new number to beat at 20 sacks in a season. We also caught up with Guy Deal, who tied the record for most tackles in one season, previously set by his teammate Matthew Williams with 88.5 tackles. Jessica is on the field with the 2 record holders now. Jess?
I'm here with Joseph Olive, captain of the Blue Team, and Guy Deal. I'm sorry about your loss today, Blue Team. How do you guys feel after losing the game?
It stings. Blue Team made a few mistakes. Black Team made a couple plays. They were a better football team today.
I mean, we'll get back. We'll come back. That's all I got to say.
Joseph Olive, you currently hold the sack record. You broke the record last week against Orange, setting the record to be at 17 sacks in a season. And today you got 4 more sacks. The league wants to know, how do you do it?
120% every time.
And Guy Deal, you are currently tied for the most tackles in a season at 88.5 with a member of the Blue Team, Kool-Aid. How does a defense like this lose a game like you lost today?
It's tough stuff. It's like I said, you know, it's tough to beat an athlete, and when a team can make plays against you, it only takes one to break it wide open. So you just do what you can every play. You give 120%. You count on your line to do what they can, play in the middle, hope your secondary can cover what you guys can't cover, and hopefully it all comes together. Today, not so much. It happened.
How do you feel like your defense stacks up against the Gray Team's defense?
Great team's offense?
Defense.
I'm pretty biased. I think Blue is one of the best defenses in the league.
I think Blue's the best defense in the league. Great team.
Say when Blue Team is firing on all pistons, we're a tough team to beat. I think we match up well.
What's been the most difficult game for Blue Team this season?
I'd honestly say both games against Black. I think Black's the best team in the league, and Black's who we're worried about catching. That's my opinion.
That's pretty fair.
If the vote came down to your votes, who would you choose for MVP of this season?
I gotta go with Josh Baker.
You want to explain why you chose Josh Baker?
I'd love to. Linemen don't get enough love, and Josh Baker's as good as they come. You know, you don't see it on the stat sheet, but when a quarterback throws a touchdown, it's because someone's blocking for him. When a running back breaks one wide open, it's because someone's blocking for him. And Josh Baker is the best in the league when it comes to that stuff.
Did he sway your decision at all with his explanation?
Jason Harris.
Why do you say Jason Harris?
Best center in the league. Only reason Alex is doing as good as he is because Jason Harris is keeping the guys off of him.
All right, well, thank you guys, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ryan.
Miss Olive. Now, as the week comes to an end and our focus is now on the upcoming games, all teams seem to be settling in well on the leaderboard. Here are the current standings. Yellow stands tall and strong at the top with an impressive record of 9 wins, only 1 loss, 182 points. Black comes in at number 2 with an 8-2 record with 126 points. Blue sits at number 3 with a 6-4 record and -5 points. Red with the number 4 seed and an even 5-5 record with -69 points. Green holds the number 5 spot with a 4-6 record at 57 points. Gray is the number 6 seed with a 4-6 record and -1 point. Pink is the number 7 team with a 3-7 record, -35 points. And Orange wraps up the leaderboard with a 1-9 record and a -99 points to put them at number 8. It's the moment you've all been waiting for, the Players of the Week. The Offensive Player of the Week this week is Mike Hill from the Black Team, who had a turnaround week and made it show. The Defensive Player of the Week is Tap Johnson from the Gray Team, who had the best game of his career against Pink. The Quarterback of the Week goes to Josh Smith of Black, who seems to be getting a lot of attention lately, as players are starting to chat about their picks for this year's MVP trophy. The female player of the week is Jennifer Robbins of the blue team. Congrats to Jennifer on a good game this week. Congratulations to all players of the week, and good luck in your matchups next week. The schedule for next week is as follows. Next week, the green team will take on pink team at 10:30. The noon game is blue versus red. At 1:30, we have black facing orange. And finally, yellow versus gray at 3. That's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ryan Olive. And from everyone here at Turkey Bowl News, see you next week.